Hi there, and welcome back. I'm Magic Fine Sheep, and for today's game review, we are looking at Forbidden Solitaire. I'll be going through the premise of the game, visuals, music and sound, story, gameplay, and my overall thoughts. This review will also be accompanied by parts of my stream playthrough. Without further ado, let's begin. You play as a character named Will who discovers a CD-ROM game called Forbidden Solitaire at a thrift store. After bringing it home, Will starts installing the game while contacting his sister about his strange find. It isn't long before he begins playing, and from there, things slowly become more unsettling. Forbidden Solitaire leans into the horror genre, but instead of being a chase-heavy or jump-scare-heavy game, it focuses more on atmosphere. It has this uncomfortable and strange lost media feeling, as if you are playing something you were never meant to find. For me, that is what makes it memorable. The graphics of Forbidden Solitaire are heavily inspired by the 90s. The visuals, menus, and dungeon screens all feel like they are trying to recreate the unsettling feeling of old PC horror games. The FMV style presentation brings back a lot of memories for me. It reminded me of one of my favorite games, Heroes of Might and Magic 3. The UI also reminded me of games from that era, which is a definite plus point for me. The music complements the art direction and makes the atmosphere even more unsettling. The developers definitely got the mood right. The sound effects and voices that plays at specific moments also add to the creepy feeling that the game is going for. Forbidden Solitaire's story is one of mystery and horror, where you have to traverse through dungeons and uncover their secrets. The game does a good job of grabbing your attention and making you wonder what comes next, or what situation will Will find himself in. Throughout the game, after specific story segments, you receive notifications from Will's sister as she digs deeper into the game's history. These messages reveal more about why the game was banned and taken off the shelves. The reason itself can be quite cliché, but Forbidden Solitaire delivers it well enough that it did not hurt my experience, even when I could predict certain parts of the story. Next up, the gameplay. Forbidden Solitaire gameplay is, well, solitaire. It is even mentioned in the title. However, don't expect it to be the same solitaire you remember from Windows. Forbidden Solitaire has you picking cards that go one number higher or lower. The longer your chain, the higher your combo count, and the more damage you deal to enemies. As you continue playing, the game adds more mechanics, such as special cards, buffs, jokers, enemy effects, and situations where cards are locked or cursed. These additions help keep the gameplay from feeling too basic. When you clear a long chain of cards or use a joker at the right moment and turn a seemingly bad situation around, it feels really satisfying. There are also upgrades that help you along the way and make each run slightly easier. While some luck is involved, these extra layers make the game feel more tactical than I initially expected. However, Forbidden Solitaire is not a very deep deck building game like Balatro or Slay the Spire. It also does not have very intense horror moments or constant jump scares like Fatal Frame. At the end of the day, the foundation is still Solitaire. Whether you enjoy the game depends heavily on whether you enjoy that basic gameplay loop. For some players, having to play multiple games of Solitaire for around 6 hours may feel repetitive, and some encounters can start to feel slightly stretched out towards the end. That being said, should you play Forbidden Solitaire? Yes, especially if you enjoy indie horror, retro PC aesthetics, lost media style stories, or unusual card games. Forbidden Solitaire is not just a horror-themed solitaire game. It is creepy, atmospheric, story-driven card adventure that takes something familiar and twists it into something strange and memorable. The game deserves credit for turning Solitaire of all things into a tense and unsettling experience. That alone is pretty creative. The gameplay loop, while simple, is fun and enjoyable. I found myself continuing through the story without noticing the time. Little did I know, a few hours had already gone by. However, do note that if you're looking for a deep strategy card game with endless build variety, Forbidden Solitaire may not be for you. Likewise, if you're looking for a horror game filled with intense scares, this may feel more atmospheric than frightening. But if you're open to a slower, stranger, and more atmospheric horror experience, Forbidden Solitaire is worth checking out. Overall, I give Forbidden Solitaire a thumbs up and a recommendation. It may not be the deepest card game or the scariest horror game out there, but it knows exactly what kind of experience it wants to deliver. It takes a familiar card game, wraps it in a creepy retro presentation, and turn it into something surprisingly engaging. For me, that experience worked. If you reached this part of the video, thank you very much for watching until the end. If you like what you are watching, do consider pressing the subscribe button and turning on the bell notification. I also stream on the Purple app, so if you'd like to watch my gameplay, do consider giving me a follow there as well. Links are in the description below. Lastly, do leave a comment if there is a game you would like me to play and cover. Once again, I'm Magic Fine Sheep and thank you for watching this video.